So how did you and Tiff become friends? Was it after the last woman standing with her? Or was it before that?
It was before that. When she interviewed me when I was the last woman standing, you know, we kind of built up a little friendship from there. And then we definitely got a lot closer in 2008. And, you know, after, you know, she was the last one standing, we've just traveled a lot together playing poker and all that. So we've been really close since then.
Yeah. How would you describe your relationship with her? It's really close.
She's honestly, I think, you know, despite the way that, you know, it's been portrayed through ESPN or whatever, she's honestly a sweet girl. I think she has a really, really good heart, and she's been a really, really good friend to me. And especially after the race, like, she was just the most supportive teammate that I could have asked for, and I don't think that I would ever have gotten as far without her or have done and pushed myself the way I did if it hadn't been for her. So, you know, our relationship is so much stronger because of that now, too. And, I mean, I love her. She's one of my best friends, so.
Yeah, you can tell. All right, Anderson Cooper 360. I was so surprised when I saw this. I was reading Twitter, and it was everywhere. Maria's going to be on Anderson Cooper. And I thought that it was for maybe The Amazing Race. I don't know, just for poker. And then it was actually a show about women breaking into male-dominated industries, right? Mm-hmm. How'd you come up with that?
Well, I just, my publicist got a call about them wanting me to do that show, and it was just kind of crazy because my publicist was like, okay, well, you're going to be on with one of the first female neurosurgeons and the first female White House press secretary and Susie Orman from CNBC, you know, and I'm like,
what?
Why do they want me? I'm like, okay, this is so weird. And I was, honestly, I was a little intimidated because, you know, I never had to be, first of all, it's Anderson Cooper. And second of all, you know, to be on a panel with those women, you know, and talking about something that obviously they are definitely women who've overcome being a minority and being, you know, female in a male-dominated profession. And I'm here, you know, just wanting to put my 2 cents in and hope that it's worth something to somebody out there, you know. So, but it was such a good experience, and I felt like, you know, it was kind of a way to showcase poker in a positive light, too, because for them, for Anderson Cooper 360 and CNN to kind of acknowledge that poker is a profession for women and that it's important that women are breaking into that. It was kind of good for poker in general, I think.
So you did a great job, though.
Thanks.
I watched. Yeah. You weren't nervous. I was surprised. Or maybe I just didn't see it.
I was going to say, no, you didn't see it because I was definitely very, very nervous. But yeah.
All right. Time to switch gears a little bit. I noticed that in your blogs, you talk a lot about family, one thing. So family is obviously super important to you. The Lakers. Mm-hmm. You're the biggest Laker fan that I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What are their chances of repeating?
Oh, it's that's not even a question that I can even entertain to answer because it's a rhetorical question to me.
I had to throw that one in there for fun. Family thing. You're really close. Do you think... How am I going to word this? Let's see. In your blogs, you talk about family all the time. How important is it to you to stay close with your family?
I think it's really, really important, especially with what I do for a living. I'm not home very often. I don't get to see my family on the normal schedule that everybody does. It's kind of like, okay, well, I'll stop by after a 12-hour poker session and we'll hang out. You know, so it's really, really important. And I also think I don't have the typical family relationship like other people. I mean, I'm close to them, but I find with, you know, my parents especially, they're really, really distant in the sense that, you know, they don't ask me what's going on all the time, but they're really, really involved in helping me make all my decisions because, you know, even when I'm not around them, I feel like the weight of, you know, what would they say, what would they think if I did this or did that, you know? And so it's really, really important to me. And, you know, I have a pretty small family. It's just me and my older sister and my parents. And I don't know. I feel like to stay grounded and to stay kind of sane because this world is so crazy. Yeah. And, you know, I do have friends in poker, but those kind of relationships to me aren't the same at all as, you know, my close friends from, you know, elementary school or my family back home. So it's really important to me.
Yeah. Very noticeable. What's the biggest misconception of being a female poker player?
I think, I don't know, there's probably 2 big misconceptions. I think that people think one of them is, okay, if you're a female poker player, then you're always complaining about how you are a minority or how guys always underestimate you and how whatever. And I don't really look at it from that perspective. Obviously, I get asked a lot of questions about coming from that perspective, and of course I have my own thoughts about it, but I never look at it like, oh, it's me against all the guys. I look at it as, I think I'm just as good at this game as everybody else, whether they're a guy or a girl or, you know, a hermaphrodite or whatever. Yeah. And it's like, so it's kind of like, I mean, I just play this game because I love it, you know, and it's not because I'm out to prove something. And, you know, I don't have that in the back of my mind. I don't have a chip on my shoulder because I feel like guys are always like thinking, oh, this girl can't play.
She's weak or whatever.
Exactly. And then there's like the other side where I think that guys kind of feel like, you know, women don't have to do as much in poker, but they get a lot more attention. And, you know, and in some ways I think that's true, but I think that it's kind of like that in any other profession, you know, and I think that, so I think in general, I just feel like I'm not out here to prove to anybody anything. I'm just here to be myself, and I'm here to play my own game, and I'm here to make my own mark on poker, whatever that may be, and hopefully it's something positive, and, you know, people can like me or dislike me for it. I don't care, but it has nothing to do with gender at the end of the day for me.
But I have heard a lot of women say, you know, being a woman can help you at the table.
Yeah, and it can, but I don't ever find that I've used that really. I've never, you know, flirted or tried to, you know, get a free, like, look at the river or any of that stuff, because I feel like, you know, I think that on this playing field, there's other things that I can do to equalize, you know, any other thing. I don't need to throw out my femininity necessarily, but, you know, I'm sure that everybody, you know, everyone has their own different take on it, and, you know, you use what you got, and if it's working for you, then, you know, great.
Yeah. You said in an interview once, I think, it was an interview, you said that poker was an interim thing that I'm doing right now. Is that what you said? Mm-hmm. Okay. How much longer do you see yourself playing poker?
Yeah, I'm sure when I said that was like a long time ago, and like this interim should be over already. But, you know, poker, you kind of get stuck in it. Like, I've seen myself leaving poker forever for the last couple of years, and I still haven't done it yet, but I know that, you know, like, I want to have a family, and I want to, you know, have, like, roots somewhere, and I don't want to be traveling so much. So ultimately, that's going to be my main reason for leaving poker. But also, I think that there's going to come a time when I don't love poker as much as I do now. And when that time comes, I'm not going to play poker anymore, because I don't really believe in doing something that I'm not completely passionate about. And I can kind of already feel that love for poker sometimes dwindling, and so, like, I see that inevitably I'm going to move on to something else. And plus, I have so many other interests and things I want to pursue, and I've always wanted to. My parents own a real estate company, and I know it's really important to them that I kind of either take over the company or at least have something to do with it. But that's the kind of thing that I need to live at home in order to do, you know. And I know my parents, they've worked so hard, and they've given me, my sister, so much, and they want to retire. So, you know, if there's anything I can do to make them feel like it's okay for them to retire, then I would want to do that. And